Father, I need you to buy $1 billion of Rigetti and Ion Q.
Order filled.
But of course, son, why? Martin Shkreli was mean to me, and I have to teach him a lesson. He's back, he can't help himself. You ever heard of Bell Labs, Wiggly? You ever heard of Bell Labs? Read the books about Bell Labs, buddy. Why did a telephone company spend money inventing C?
Partially filled.
And the transistor?
Order filled.
Why would a telephone company spend money inventing the transistor and C and then fold up Bell Labs anyway? Why would they invent the Kelly criterion? Why did Claude Shannon go there? Nobody knows. Yeah, Wiggly, that's literally what Bell Labs was. You know, Microsoft used to try DNA computing. So by the way, my friend was the first president of Microsoft Research. He's a very famous guy. Why do you think Facebook is doing some of this stuff? Facebook has a crazy research division. I know some of these answers. You probably don't. You're not in that kind of scene, all right? Bell Labs never did one useful thing for AT&T. Literally never once. I mean, actually, the most honest answer came from Google. Sundar said, we don't know what it's going to be useful for. That's why you should be more intellectually honest. Sundar literally said, we don't know what it's going to be useful for. But somebody will figure something out.
Order filled.
That's the honest truth. But to drop Pharma? You want to drop Pharma to me? You never spend a day in Pharma, dude. I school these CEOs in Pharma. I mush them. I take my fingers and mush them like that. Nobody's using Pharma for anything. Yeah, I mean, the Rigetti guy was honest. There would be papers published about this stuff. It's funny, I was reading a paper on annealing, and it was university, and they used the annealer, and they basically said classical is still faster, but we're hoping one day that won't be the case. But right now, classical is still faster. That's been the problem with annealing for 20 years. Molecules. It's bloody molecules. We need it for bloody molecules. For what, though? For what? Talk to a chemist. How does it actually help?
Order filled.
Docking? Docking works great. By the way, in real life, you still have to test the molecule. And you have to see if it's a substrate for PGP, or if it binds plasma proteins, or is it metabolically active? Labile? Those things, quantum's not going to tell you. So none of it matters. You have to, drug discovery's not changed. It's all right. The stock's already dropped a lot, and that means you're mad. Did you buy Rigetti at 20? Were you that guy? Oh, man. 20 to 8. And 8 to 1 is what your fate is. Oh, no, but I'm sure you bought at $1 like everybody else. All these Rigetti guys who bought at $1. Geniuses. I can't seem to find anybody of the $100 billion of Rigetti that bought it at $20. Or that bought IonQ at 50.
Order filled.
While Shkreli was selling it to you hand over fist. Here you go. Oh, you want to pay 50 here? Please pay 50. Please pay 22.79 right now. 22.84. That's me selling it to you right now. I'm there. Go buy some, please. My pleasure. I'm giving you service of the smile. Take all these shares. Here, take some more. I don't care about the rest of your portfolio. I'm short 250,000 shares of IonQ, 268,000 shares of Rigetti. No. I want to see a screenshot. Go on Pastebin. Go on Jiffy. Yeah, just show us on Jiffy. I don't care about the rest of your portfolio. You don't care about the rest of mine, do you? You want to look at a bunch of pharma stocks? You heard of cassava? Take a look at cassava. You might like it.
Order partially.
They have a promising drug called Simifilam.
Order filled.
I don't know how to say that in British, but Simifilam is potential treatment for Alzheimer's. There's a guy named Matt Nacktrab who likes it too. You should connect with him. These are the perfect stocks to buy heading into a global recession. I love them.
Order filled.
I love being long momentum. Never fails. Pump the future. I love how IonQ is diversifying into quantum networking. I need to be in quantum networking. That's the future. Not quantum computing. I mean both, really, but before one works, we're going to try to get the other one to work too. Whatever works fastest is lit, We don't need... My friends have patents on quantum teleportation. I know all about it. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Who's got the revenue? Where's the revenue? Where can I look up the revenue? Is it hiding? Photonic networking has been around since 2000. It's called fiber optics. Don't tell me you're a TMT analyst. By the way, London doesn't have any good long short funds anyway. You're even an investor. Even if you work for TCI, they'd be making fun of you. You probably have 100 grand in Rigetti. Am I right? You saw it mooning and you said, "Ooh, I like this. This sounds intellectual. This thing sounds sophisticated. It sounds sophisticated, mate. They're trying to bloody squeeze it. Trying to bloody squeeze Rigetti. Chad Rigetti, he got kicked out of his own company.
Order filled.
But they got a good dude now. He's going to take it to the promised land, even though it's the 8th place superconducting transmon qubit company. They're going to beat IBM. I can't buy IBM stock because it's not going to moon. I need it to moon. And I needed a SPAC. SPACs are positive. Here in England, 𝗕𝗏𝗧𝗏 is brilliant. In it, bruv. They don't really hedge. Okay. Marshall Wace, Reverend Howard. Is that it? It seems to be doubling it too. You know, there was two, I can see this, but there were 2 bids for Apple it made and 2 asks. A little odd. Simulation ain't paying the bills. These are not dry run orders. Trying to get started. I'm willing to lose a little money. What's this order filled, mate? You see, it says it submitted the order, but it gets stuck. I don't see the orders. So close. It is still duplicating. Requested cancellation. Cancel order pending new status. I remember the time Sam Bankman wrote like a diary entry that he submitted to the DOJ. And it was like, Shkreli, question mark? It was really funny. It's like, can Shkreli help? He's my ally. Okay, it's trying to submit orders, but I still don't see. First, it is submitting duplicate orders, which isn't great. It's not actually. Yo, I just sprayed like. Okay, it works. I don't think it's doing it the right way, but it works. Spraying orders left and right.
Order filled.
Oh, yo, chill. No. I just shorted a bunch of Google. I don't know why. Hey, it's profitable. I just want to make sure I'm not showing you guys any sensitive stuff. This is what it looks like. It's definitely trading. That's how we did it. Hey, yo, chill. Okay, I'm covering the Google that I just shorted. It did work. It did work. It was just long. Hey, yo. Oh, no, now I'm long Google. Yo, now I'm in Apple. What? Stop it. Hey, oh my God, I bought more Apple. I did not. I'm in Microsoft apparently now. Wonderful. It's all right. I want all these positions. All my buys got filled. So now I'm just sitting on the sell side. Chilling. Yeah, I got some inventory. I'm about to hand it to you at a higher price. You like that? Yeah. Got some blue chips for you. Check it out. Got them in the trench coat. I got some Apple. I got some Google. I got some Microsoft. Don't you have a testing environment? Ha! I don't know how we do things over here, baby. The test is how much money we make. Right now I'm down. I'm down. What? T&L up $4. How you like me now? Listen, the best test is, start small and then grow the position. I'm now up $18 paying for lunch. Thank you very much. I just don't like that every second it was sending new orders in. That's not really how it's supposed to do it. That's not it. Yeah, the $1 is the minimum commission, so that's the problem I have with that. You know, obviously that's not what we want. But these are small. I mean, these are very small orders. But, you know, I mean, it's actually not that bad. $1 for $4,000 is, you know, it's not, it could be lower. And with orders, with limit orders, you should be getting paid, right? We should be getting paid for maker taker, but that's a whole other, we're going to optimize every part of it, you know, including maker taker fees. If necessary, we'll start our own broker dealer. That's the speed of the orders. If you can see here, you can see that here it triplicated this order. And at 13:37:45, it sent 3 of the same orders. Same thing with a bunch of these. It just kept sending the same orders over and over again. Here's the batch at 4 seconds. All right, so we just have a lot of kinks to figure out. But at base, you know, it seems to actually send orders in, which is great. Yeah, we'll worry about the logic later, brother. But that's just a terrible idea. Pfizer just really wanted to get rid of the old drugs. Whoa, Biogen, what? All right, we gotta look at Biogen. Biogen's a perennial dog. Wow. Look at Biogen. Pharma's low beta. Biotech is a little higher beta. Biogen is a company. Biotech is a sector. I've been following Biogen for 20 some odd years. This company's never gotten it right. It's really gotta be a board problem at this point, right? Like, they should change the name to Bgen, which is what it used to be. Oh yeah, VKTX. We love VKTX. Okay, Skyclarys. This is their drug for Friedreich's ataxia. It's already plateauing? Oh man. 𝗥𝗑𝗄𝗧𝗧 actually starting to sell. That's actually pretty good. 87 million. I mean, you would think an Alzheimer's drug would sell billions and billions, but better than nothing, I guess. I mean, it's growing. Expect 2025 revenue decline by mid-single digits. Ooh. Oh, they dropped 4 drugs. It did make money 3 out of 3 trades. Well, I think that's the whole point of market making, right? Is that the whole idea is that with the right patience for very large companies that are not like moving too rapidly, you should be able to use volatility as your friend to sort of get you some profits through the vol. You don't need an API key. It's just a socket connection. So you need a port. No password, no API key. So as long as you're authed in, you can place orders. Let me get the code a little bit better shape. You guys already want to use it. It doesn't work. You guys are hilarious. Yo, can I get that? Can I get that code? Where's 𝗥𝗑𝗄𝗧𝗏? Oh, 𝗥𝗑𝗄𝗧𝗏 is not reported by them. That's reported by 𝗖𝗫. All the tax money I give, they used to sue me. Today I'm going after Martin Shkreli, who's our 4th largest state taxpayer. Oh, great, thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of guys have left New York. Edelman, Icahn, all the Tiger guys. Pharma capital of the world, I'd say, is New Jersey. New Jersey, then Cambridge, Mass. Maybe San Diego, San Francisco. But yeah, New Jersey's the place to be. There's some in New York, but not too much. There's �kenilworth, which is where Shearing was, then White House Station. White House Station is Merck's headquarters, but Merck moved to the �kenilworth headquarters. It was nicer. A ton of companies in Summit, Princeton, you name it. Entrepreneurs for advice, Palmer Luckey, obviously Elon, Michael Dell. 𝗥𝗑𝗄𝗧𝗏's got actually got, a lot of promise here. This is not a bad launch. Could be better, obviously, but it ain't that bad. 𝗥𝗙𝗅 232.8. 𝗥𝗡𝗅𝗏 158.1. Evanex 6.2. 𝗨𝗏. 𝗨𝗏𝗏, the best drug Biogen's ever had. My opinion, just my opinion. Okay, where are we? Spinraza, Skyclarys. Wow, that really? And they got every single person with Friedreich's ataxia on it, and that's it. It was over. I thought that market would have to be built up because nobody ever had a drug for Friedreich's ataxia. And here's their dog new antidepressant, 𝗟𝗠𝗍𝗍𝗍. Anyone tried this thing? Anyone know somebody who's tried it? I'm really curious. 𝗟𝗠𝗍𝗍𝗍. Luke, it really can't go that low. They have nothing to talk about, right? They barely have a business. Interesting. I mean, I'm not a macro guy, first of all. Yeah, I mean, online gaming. But, what's priced in already? I mean, I think you're assuming the market doesn't price things in quickly, and it obviously does. So I'm just not sure that we have a lot to talk about. This is the Russian Humphrey. There you go. Try, if you're getting a 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏, try clearing cache, and then try also anonymous browsing, Google, whatever they call that. And if you're really struggling still, shoot us a detailed description. I don't have any thoughts on Chegg. I mean, I want to be really constructive and excited about the company, but revenue's disappearing. So I want to see if it sort of hits a pace of less, disappearing. Yeah, parents will still buy Chegg for their kids. This is the question of when does the bleeding stop? They also have a language business. We haven't broken out how big that language business is. I had this friend in jail named Puff. Not Puffy or Puff Daddy, but Puff. And he was like, Martin, you got to be a rapper. I said, I know. You're right. And I said, you know what the only problem is? I can't say the N-word. He said, I got you. I'll do that for you. I said, okay, so how would it work? I'm rapping on the track. And you just on track 2. We mix it down, and you're just on track 2 saying the N-word each time. Right, the right timing. Yeah, I guess looking back, a lot of DMX's verses were kind of cringe. He was still the best hype man ever. I remember there was one track that Ludacris did, and I think they mixed DMX out, but they just left his like, what? What? They left all that in.
I got to show my investors that I'm making money and all that. That on Wall Street, if you want a friend, get a dog.
There's a book about this whole story called Confidence Game, which is worth a read.
So that was the fast version of that, but it's kind of even funnier because it takes half an hour, and half the time, Carl's going, what? He's doing the DMX. Huh? Hello? What? You gotta speak softly and carry a big stick. I really should have been a rapper, a poet, a comedian, all those things, but you know, I just didn't have the time. Especially Shane Gillis, bro. First, he glazes me backstage, disses me on the show, glazes me again backstage. And I ask him, you know, are we cool, man? He said, no, man, we cool. I really admire you, blah, blah, blah. Then he goes, pardon my take. Listen, man, I'm gonna look this guy's tour schedule up. Cancel that New York show if I were you. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. This man was an offensive tackle. 6'4". Okay, you know what? I don't remember him being 6'4". I don't remember that at all. Yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, so it's, let's see. Yes, it's a Philidor. So it's way worse. It gets so much worse. So this is a Philidor. And it's out of book move here. You guys tell me what the move is. It's so cringe. I would tell guys right away. I was like, you lost the game. This is the worst move. They're like, nah, yo. Black is not moving for a quick checkmate. Black has no chance. Knight c6 is not terrible. So what we usually see is bishop takes f3 to try to reduce the pressure that's going on in the center. The problem is that I have queen f3, and the queen can't be kicked out of f3, and the queen's pointing at f7. That's really where things get really bad. And now again, black's got so many problems that the last thing you want to worry about is this pawn. Let me turn the analysis on. But guys, again, amateurs, not anything specific about putting people in jail, but amateurs don't really understand what's going on here. So queen c4, bishop c4 is great because it points at f7 again, but queen b3 is actually somewhat better because we threaten, we stay on f7, but we're also threatening b7 now too. Sometimes I do bishop c4 anyway, threatening mate, and then you have, not too many responses to this. I wonder if I could increase the amount of suggestions. Yeah. So you see a lot of suggestions to this. I see this typically. And this is a fun move, bishop g5. But queen b3 is also fun. I also see this, which is like, again, a disaster because of this. And now there's just not much you could do to protect this. But there will be, there's always attempts to protect it. And you have to protect f7 too. So it's just the game's just so close to over already. I've even seen knight c6 here, but okay, let's assume this. So you can actually develop a little bit, and usually you've won back quite a lot of material by then. So now black can't castle, or black can castle, but it's sort of over. There's some counterplay here, but it's basically just. And in general, like in jail, it's very hard for chess players to see anything but like really big winning moves. So like, if it's not a really big winning move, it basically doesn't exist. And like a lot of these moves, the computer's suggesting they're like pretty subtle stuff, you know. The pass pawn is so valuable, obviously. I don't know if bishop is a waste. Bishop knight is necessarily a waste all the time.
I mean, I rep all the boroughs except Staten Island and Bronx. I've never lived in those two, but Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, that's New York. Bronx to me doesn't, it's New York. It's a different vibe. Staten Island never felt like New York to me. And of course, Manhattan and Brooklyn are 100% New York. Never lived anywhere else. We'll see. I'll be making some announcements concerning real estate soon. Yeah, Queens is great. I mean, Queens is a lower pressure vibe than Manhattan. Manhattan's really active. I think Bitcoin's going to drop. Yeah, upstate New York is not great. Yeah, SBF wouldn't survive in the Bronx too long. And it's not because people in the Bronx are mean or something. They're not. New York is much nicer than people think. It's that his mouth gets him into a lot of trouble. He's going to see some guys on the street corner in hoodies. He's going to be like, what are you guys doing? They're going to be like, we're doing business. Like, oh, I'm a business person. Can I do business too? I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I helped Tucker. I was planning with Tucker how to get this podcast off. I was giving him advice on how to navigate the jail system. I think the Biden administration really didn't want him doing this podcast. They're like very, 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 the BOP is not friendly. And I don't think they were going to let Tucker interview Sam. But now that Trump is the president, I don't know much about the Dominion thing. I just like Tucker as a person, man. I consider him a friend first and foremost. You know, I don't worry about his business, his media, what he's doing. Like, that's not my, as a friend, that's not what a friend does. You know, a friend is a friend, is not nosy all up in your business, what's your business doing, this and that. Barely talk about that. He thinks differently about things, that's for sure. I don't agree with him on everything. But he's not stupid. I mean, I think he is. Yeah, Newsom doing a podcast is kind of a top for podcasts. Oh, he's definitely a little bit weird. You know, he would admit that. He's really funny and he's really good-natured.